many events that happen around the town will directly flash me back to the second intifada because it was when I was a teenager. Um, the sound of the sirens, the sound of the bombings, the helicopters, so the triggers will always come back. And I wouldn't say those triggers justify the actions, but they make sense at the end. In October 7th, because some rockets reached Gilo, but basically Bethlehem, the tunnel, and my sister literally lives by the tunnel.
Right near where we crossed right into Bethlehem.
Right.
Yeah. And so it was the first day she moved to that house. And I went directly like crazy in the morning. I got her and the kids to my house, and we were reacting to what's happening. And suddenly her whole body shrinked. Only tears were coming down, and we couldn't move her. I brought the doctor to the house. But literally, because those sounds that happened that day took her to the year 2001, where a freedom fighter was assassinated right next to her house, the previous house, and she and her husband spent the whole night under the bed. So the trigger brought her back to that place. So we all are traumatized. We say the Jewish national trauma, and the Palestinians are traumatized too. Again, I don't justify any act of violence, but if you think about it, it just makes sense. So when we speak of trauma, we're not a healing center, but we try to add our spices into any project we do. And away of all this, what we said was maybe hard and overwhelming, but we're creative and we see hope in everything. That's why we work with women from surrounding villages, especially after October 7th, because most of their men were working in labor in Israel, and now their husbands are at home. So we work with those women. And what's maybe creative about us is that we don't bring alien projects into communities. You were part of From Dialogue to Action. We sit with the community, we pass through a process of different trainings, and then we listen to their needs, and according to their needs we implement projects. So in those villages, some women said she could make good money because she knows how to make and she said I need 2 machines, that's it, and now she started making wedding dresses for women in her neighborhood. One other said in every in whether when someone dies or when someone gets married, they need to go out of the village to rent chairs and tables. So she said, if you buy me chairs and tables, this will be an income generator for me. So this is how we try to listen to the needs and to really show the vulnerable communities that they're not left alone. Also, especially with the integration, when there's international volunteers, people really feel that people still care for them. We work with university students, females only, in a program called Generation to Generation. And I love it because, one of the dearest projects for me. We work with 20 girls. Now we're in the fourth year doing it now. So those girls will pass through 8 months process of trauma-informed care, as well as leadership. And they go in a process where they come to a point where they can dig deeper and find their internal conflict. We go with the spiritual questionnaire. It's a technique that we and JCR have created together. It brings those girls to a place where they can really bring their conflicts in a way that they understand more about themselves. We'll give them trainings in writing and in photography, because by the end of the project, every girl is asked to interview 2 ladies that have been change makers within the Palestinian community. Through that, we want those girls to see the potential in themselves in the future, how to be leaders. So some of them met with the ambassador of Chile, with women that created a great school. So we show them the potential, and then we make a huge photo gallery where they will display the photos, and then every visitor will take a copy of the book that says the story of those ladies. And by the end of the project, we cover partial scholarship for their university tuition. So this is how if you only put people in a room and you're a trainer that needs to you need to teach them something, people will feel bored. You need to give them something practical and something that they can take for their future, and to see the potential. Because in the very midst of darkness, we Palestinians are still persistent. We have great musicians, we have great actors and directors and playwrights, and we still are a creative nation, as we have inspired Lebanon and Syria back in 1948 when Palestine fall. We do the festival, Bethlehem Life Festival in Bethlehem's Old City. We target more than 150 handcrafts that come to showcase their products. More than 25,000 visitors will come in 4 days, and more than 35 artists will do different things on stage in those 4 days. Marwa has witnessed one year, I think.
After October 7th, could you still do
No. We respect the mourning of people, and no, we don't do it anymore until
Even you cancel the second day, the last festival.
2022.
Yeah, it was something.
Israel hit Gaza in the festival's second day, so we had to stop. It's about showing solidarity and respect, while people are dying of hunger in Gaza and a genocide is taking place, we cannot celebrate, Yes, please.